Okay. Hello. I really need to get better at these intros because almost every single time I just say alright and my team makes fun of me for it. Anyway, this is a video for Jordan, aka McRedbush, aka Red Z now apparently. Nice name change, by the way. And I'm going to go over... actually, before that, this is also for the future, for future Mormon and whoever else might be paying attention to this. This is going to be a look at the main tank role itself, the very bare bones basics of how the sort of role works within a team comp, what you need to be doing in that role, and then at the end of the video I'll be doing some Ryan tips and tricks to help you maximize the value that you have on that character. So I'm going to watch some of this at the beginning, and I'm going to stop through a little bit here and there, and I'm going to go through and explain some stuff. I have some notes that I've written as well, just to make sure that I don't miss anything. So let's jump right into it. I don't want to sound like a YouTuber that says jump right into it. I'm just going to say, let's go. Let's watch this video. There we go. That's better. I don't want to sound super gaggy. Small thing, make sure you charge out a spawn so you're the first one there. Because now everybody has to wait for you, and it's just wasting time. And I don't like waiting. I like going. So I'm very impatient. You definitely could have stayed out there. You had people with you for sure. Especially if that Ryan. So here, let me go back here.
Get behind.
Especially this, you see that because the backline decided to go, or the front line decided to go past you. So now you can just charge backwards into them, and then charge them into our team. If you were to do that, we would have won this fight instantly. You have, like, almost all of your shield health. There's no reason to back up here at all. Like, no, literally no reason at all. And then everyone dies. So, here brings me to my point. Point number one about playing main tank, and arguably the most important job of playing main tank, is something called taking space, okay? And space is a really weird word, but you'll hear it a lot in terms of Overwatch. So the basic idea of space is it's an area that you control, okay? So when I say, like, when me as Sigma, right, in this match, me taking space means I'm pushing my shield forward, and I myself am moving forward, and then I'm going to grasp as well, and I'm going to just move forward. It's a part of it. I'm taking part of the map that we want to control, right? Which is this high ground. That's the goal. The end goal is to control this high ground. Once we get here, then we control it. Good. Smile. That's what we want. That's what we want to do. That's what we need to happen, right? So that's kind of a very bare bones definition of space. There's a good video of it on YouTube. I don't know what it's called, but it's like, what is space or whatever, and it goes over like what the basic idea of it is. But that's like very, very basic idea of it. It's sort of like an area that you want to, an area that you control, basically, is what space is. And your job is, as a main tank, is to take and then keep that space, right? By using your health, by using your shields, using ultimates, using anything necessary to keep that space. And usually, more often than not, space revolves around corners. Corners are absolutely crucial to main tanking correctly, and we're going to go over that later in the video. Yeah, I forgot about this. There we go for being flank shattered, bro. But the only reason that happened is because we didn't take space the first time. This is why I went over this with my team recently, but this is why taking space is so important, because if you don't, you get screwed for multiple reasons. Because it took us so long to get ultimates, this person, and this person almost all had their ultimates because it took us so long to push. And yeah, great, we have Nano, like, hippie hooray, but they have 3 other ultimates. Like, we'll build support ult pretty fast, if we don't take space, because they're just going to be literally, like, hard pocketing both tanks. So we'll get support ults, but they're going to get all of their other ones. You just went on, like, a little adventure here. I'm gonna slow that down real fast. That was wild. You didn't really have a destination there. I have no idea why our backline just, like, sat back here and did nothing. They definitely could have pushed in with us. I know Nee was having problems with our Zen not healing us, that's why he wasn't there. But honestly, I think this is more backline problem, because they didn't take this space. All of this is ours, we just needed to take it, and no one took advantage of it. Literally no one. We could have had Hanzo and Widow up here, and you and me pushing point. That's why I died so fast over here, and that's why, like, so far, because I just thought I had everybody with me, but I didn't. Like, we should have all been up here, but we didn't. And I think we took pretty good space here, but well, no one took advantage of it, right? And you just walked around in circles and had your nice little adventure. Yeah, as main tank, you need a destination, right? But you need an end goal of where you want to go. You can't just take random space and be like, hey, this area of the corner of the map is mine, and it doesn't matter in the end goal. So your goal is to take control of the point, okay? That's end goal, right? So you push people off of the point, you get yourself into a position that gets you to take the point, because that's the goal. That's how you win the game, is you get the point. You get the payload where it's supposed to go, you take the points, that's how you win. So that's the end goal. We did not take that end goal very well. We actually didn't do it enough. And also you didn't counterpin. That guy got rolled. Idiot. I love Sigma, but that's just a conversation for another time. I could go on about him all day. You what? 100,000% you should have just shattered this chick and killed her. Like, it's not even a question. Not even a question. If she's gonna push up that far with 0 shield, you just punish her for it. One thing in this meta right now is there's so many shields. Just getting a kill, getting a guaranteed kill with Shatter is 100% worth it. So I play. Oh my! This video scuffed already. Oh no. I think this is right. Anyway. What was I saying before I scuffed up this video? About Shatter. Oh my gosh. Evil's ruining my video too. So, about shattering. Yeah, just shattering one single target just to kill them is 100% worth it. Like, I play with yeah, that's what I was doing. That's what I was saying. I play with a main tank, the washed up Ryan player, Ryan Fart, the guy that just got Masters recently. I played with him up to Masters. We played together, and he solo shatters so many people. It's hilarious, but it works every time because it's usually very crucial. He'll usually solo shatter like ulting Moiras. He'll solo shatter like flanking like Maze or whatever it might be, and it works. It works because like the ult has so little value now because of the number one, the nerfs, number two, the amount of shields in the game. If you can guarantee get somebody down on the ground, great. You got screwed. We'll go over that later. There's a reason why. Nice counter fen. Beautiful. We used like 16 ultimates. But we did it. What are you doing? Where? Stop doing this. Stop going on weird adventures. Stop that. You are the front line. That's literally your job. Alright, so this is very important. Okay. Here we're gonna get into a conversation about the concept of corners. Ooh. So corners are the most important like positional part of this game, right? Like when you quote unquote take space, you're taking the area that goes to the next corner. Okay. So for example, when you take space on this map, you go from this corner, right here, and you take the space to this corner. And then you go over here, and you take space from this corner to this corner. And then you take space from this corner to this corner. Okay, that's how you take space, and those are your destinations. Your destinations are each corner, right? You use I'll use my shield, you use your shield, and we use our abilities to get to that next corner, okay? And what they're going to do is they're going to try to stop us from doing that. So how do we break past their defenses? That's where ultimates come in, right? We use our flippin', we don't have anything right now, but we use our sigil, we use our dragons, right? We push them away from the corner, we push on to the next one, okay? That's the end goal. The end goal is just getting to that next corner. You don't think about it point by point, right? You think about it corner to corner. Where is my next corner? How do I hold this corner? What are the weaknesses behind holding this corner? That's what you think about, okay? You don't think about how on earth do I get this payload from here all the way down here. Okay, you don't think about that. No. You don't care about the payload. The payload doesn't matter. We'll just sit a Zen's fat butt on this, and we'll just move on with our lives, okay? You think about how do we move from this corner to the next one. That's your job. You take that space, okay? You stop them from keeping the space that they want to keep. Okay? Whoever controls the corners controls the game. Because all that a wall and a corner is just infinite shields, right? No matter how much damage that they pump into this wall, it will never break. Ever. It's going to sit like that for eternity. Doesn't matter how much damage, doesn't matter ultimates, doesn't matter. It will stay up the entire game. It will never go away. That's why corners are so important. They're just infinite shields. Just like this. And we go and we push the next corner. Right? And we just go. And now comes in the concept of spawns, right? So right now what's happening is they're having staggered spawns because they're dying one by one. So we take this time to take extra corners. So that's why I'm calling to push up here. And we just go. We go and take the next corner. And then we go and we take the next corner. And then we go and we take the next corner. And then we back up. This is where Zen gets dunked on by a Tracer. It's pretty funny. That went from a really good sigil to a really bad one. Important note about nanoed Rein versus regular Rein, okay? So, well, you pretty much just have to press S the entire time, but a nanoed Rein is almost always going to look to shatter you, and when you're nanoed, the enemy Rein is also going to almost always look to shatter you. So, being nanoed is really difficult as Rein. Same with a not nanoed Rein. It's actually a really interesting sort of like counterbalance between the two, right? Because if the nanoed Rein gets too aggressive and doesn't shield, his whole team's gonna die. But if you, as the defensive Rein, aren't don't press S enough, and don't hold your ground and you let your shield break, your team is then going to die. It's really interesting back and forth. But basically, on either side, you gotta watch for shatters. Because normally you gotta watch out for shatters, but during nanos, the chance for either team to shatter goes up like exponentially. So it's the most important time to watch for shatter from both teams. Is when one of the Reins is nanoed. Dude, I'm dunking on these kids, bro. Feels great, man. Okay. Like right here. I shouldn't be alone. And I don't know why I'm alone either. I literally have no idea why I'm alone here. Did you die? You didn't die, did you? Yeah, you shouldn't be here. You should be up with me, taking space, okay? Your job is not to worry about the back lane. That's one mistake main tanks always make that I see, and it pisses me off. Because they just go to the back lines and leave me on the front line. That can't happen. You don't care about the back line. The only time you ever care about peeling for the back line is if the entire team is back there, okay? The other time you care about the back line is when they're getting, if somebody's behind on your, Ana or whatever, or your BAP, then you press shield and then you walk backwards. Never, ever turn around and go peel. Ever. That is a huge mistake. You leave your off tank, you leave your possible DPS that are sitting up high ground, and you, most importantly, you lose that space. If I weren't Sigma right now, okay, I'm Sigma, so I have a shield, which means that I can take space usually by myself because of it. If I didn't have a shield, and I wasn't a character that could take space, like D.Va, for example. D.Va can't take space very well. We would have lost this corner and this corner because you decided to walk back and help a backline that was fine and didn't need help. Right? We would have lost all of this space because you decided to do that. Thankfully, I'm here to pick up the slack. But we actually lost this corner because you weren't here. We lost it because you weren't here. We gave up an advantage. That's just unlucky. Annas will do that sometimes. I kind of stopped letting my shield break. I do that too often. I'm also need to be watching for grabs too. Like that. Perfect. That was really good. Aside from the fact that when you are purple, you went in. Don't do that. you definitely should have died there. But you didn't get punished for whatever reason. That was a really good shatter though. Really, really good shatter. That Rein just went in, bro. Here's another point. Point number... I don't know. Point number 20-something. You gotta be aware of where your team is. Okay, so taking space is great and all, but if it's a 1v6, you're probably going to die. So, like, that's great and all, and, like, you can take the space, like, yippee, but you're gonna die. So you got to be always aware of where your team is, what's happening in the back lane. One of the most important things. Well, I shouldn't say one of the most important things because I've said that too many times in this VOD. But another important thing to watch out for is comms. Listening to comms from the back line, because you can't see them obviously. And yeah. And they'll give you valuable information that you can't see. And because you died, we lose this. If we had you, like, up, we had Nano, and we almost had Dragons and Trance. We would have won this if you were here. Anyway, so this VOD is going over, and I think going over time. I promised people I'd play in a little bit, actually, in about 3 minutes. So, I'm gonna go over the end of this quickly. Basically, number one, we're gonna go over a few things you should be doing. Number one is taking and keeping space. Okay. So, you need to be aggressive on both offense and defense. Whoever controls the corners controls the game, right? So that part of it is extremely crucial. Whether you're playing Rein, whether you're playing Orisa, actually, well, Monkey and Ball are completely different stories, so those don't matter. But Rein and Orisa, same story. Hard corners. All day long. What's the other point I was trying to make? Ah, yes. And point number two, that you are the front line. And you always have to remember that. You don't peel, right? I peel. I'm the off tank. I can turn around and help. Because I'm not the front line. The second that our main tank turns around, we lose space, we lose pressure, we lose a shield, we lose so much by you simply just turning around. And trying to help. We lose so much. And I went over a bunch in this video. I'm not going to go back and remember. But lastly, I'm going to quickly go over some Rein tips before I peace out here. So, number one, most important tip on Rein, by far, is... You see when... Okay, so look at Rein's swing. It goes from right to left. And it's a melee. And you can manipulate this with your mouse swing. So for example, if I were to just do this, right? I'd hit this bot right here. But I can swing it and hit both. Like this. So I can start it over here and then hit both. Okay. See, I'm going the other way. Okay. That's why whenever Rhines get a really big shatter, they'll start doing this. Because it's just to make sure that you hit everybody that's on the ground. Second note is you can cancel your swing with a Fire Strike to get extra damage. So the moment that your melee hits somebody, you stop it and Fire Strike. It's called an animation cancel. So give me a second here, let me get it up again. Okay, so you cancel the rest of the swing in order to get more damage in. So usually the combo will be swing, Fire Strike, and then a second swing. Lots of damage, very little time. Alright, so there's a term that I don't really know the exact term of it, but I've come to call it perpetual momentum. And it's the idea that momentum in this game works like forever almost, to a point. Of course, there's like it has a drop-off point, but I'll show you what I'm trying to get at here. So let me charge. Okay, so I'm just gonna charge and not press anything. I'll stop about here. Okay. If I go back, the exact same spot, and I hold space at the end of it, and space is the jump key, which means it'll queue up a jump, right? Anytime you hold an ability in this game, it'll queue it up for the next time it's available. So I'll set in the same spot, and I'm going to charge. And I'm going to hold space at the very end. I land here instead of there. Okay? This is very important. It works on every single character that has a movement ability like this. It works on Monkey, it works on Doomfist, it works on Mercy. All these characters with these movements, it works exactly like that. And that's how jumping works in pretty much all aspects. And that goes for shield as well. So when you walk normally and then when you shield, you go a little bit slower. I think it's 30% slower, right? So you can manipulate this principle and walk normally and then jump and then put your shield up while you're jumping. So you'll go just as fast that you would walking, but while holding a shield, right? So you don't lose any speed. So that's how you push in when you're like being aggressive, is you just do this. You are just as fast as everybody else around you, but you also have a shield up. That's how you shield jump. Very, very, very important principle right here. Last few things, charges. So I learned this from Carpe, Blue Team's old Ryan player. But every single charge should have a guaranteed target and a guaranteed destination. That's how good charges happen. So for example, this bot right here. Okay, I'm going to try to hit him against that pillar. Okay, guaranteed target, guaranteed destination. Like sometimes a lot of Ryan players will just charge a target and not have a guaranteed destination, and they'll end up in just like no man's land in the middle of a corner. Okay. You don't want to be that kind of Ryan. You want to be the Ryan that has a guaranteed target and a guaranteed destination. And the best way to get a good target is by using yourself as a projectile, okay? Like, just pretend you're a Pharah rocket and you're going at the target, or you're going where the target is going to be, right? A lot of Ryan players will whine and cry about people getting, you know, booped out of the way, which is a legitimate problem, but they'll do this sort of like trigonometry thing. Whoops, that wasn't a good example. I actually hit that one. But they'll sort of just try to bob and weave their way through the charge, when in reality, you should try to guess where they're going instead of like try to like angle it like this. You know where they're going. You have a guaranteed target, guaranteed destination, and bam, there you go. Last thing. Shattering is a thing in of itself. I think you are pretty good about shatter, so I'm not going to go over it too much. Big principle that people struggle with is don't jump and shatter, because it makes the animation longer. So it goes from really quickly to this. Okay? It makes the animation longer, people react to it faster, and just never jump and shatter. Ever, 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 ever. It's just gonna make it worse. The only time that you can jump and shatter is when going around a corner. For example, so say the enemy team is coming from here, right? So you wait around the corner, you jump, and then you shatter right here. And it actually gives them less time to react than if you were to just come out and shatter. Because you're like in the middle of an animation, okay? That's the only time you should ever jump and shatter. Only time. Okay, that was a long video, a lot of information. Hopefully that all made sense. If you have any more questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. I gotta get going because they promised people I'd play. So, I'll try to do more of these in the future because I've done a bunch of these for my players, but I never labeled them which one was which. So this will be the main tank video, and it'll sort of explain what the role is and how that works. But the biggest thing for you to know right now is that you know your job. You know what to do, you know how to do it, and you do it. You don't worry about other people's jobs. Don't worry about like widows, don't worry about Pharaohs. You just worry about your job, and everybody else needs to worry about their job. You can't do everybody's job at once, and you shouldn't try to either, because you're just going to screw yourself up, and you're going to screw everybody else up as well. Do your job, take corners, play aggressively. That's how it's done, and that's how it should be done. Make sense? Great. I'm going to upload this and send it to you. Got any questions, DM me. There you go.